Matthias. All right. So we're going to hand it over to Steve from Better Ventures. And Steve, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Matthias. That segues nicely into what I'm about to share with everyone. So I'm going to kick this off with 3 questions, and I want you to keep these questions in mind as I share with you the slides and the story. So these are the 3 questions that I truly believe you need to be asking yourselves. Do you really know what your customers think about you? Do you know which customer emotions are key to your future growth? And who do your customers want you to become? And I think Matthias's talk this morning really sets the scene in terms of what we believe your customers would like you to become in the future. So I'm going to talk about a participation commerce system. I'm going to share with you 4 use cases that explain how participation commerce, how engagement within an organization and also outside an organization can create entirely new streams of revenue, new business opportunities, new use cases. So it is about reimagination of products, services, operations, and your KPIs. I think many companies are working with outdated KPIs. The KPIs are simply not relevant to the needs of both your customer and your employees. So we have this kind of the core of our participation commerce system is human intelligence. We lead with strategy. We lead with the people that design a participation commerce bespoke for a specific customer. We then have crowd intelligence. We are crowd platform agnostic. The layer that we've built, which is once again an API architecture, is agnostic to any crowd platform. We can integrate with any crowd platform. So if you're using a crowd platform, we can integrate with your crowd platform. If you're not using a crowd platform, the crowd platform is determined by the use case and needs of the customer. The world isn't looking for more crowd platforms. The world is looking for solutions that improve operations, employee engagement, and relationship with your customers on the outside. So the first example is what we call discovery. And probably one of the best examples of discovery that is out there, that is live, that has got significant traction is Lego. And you're probably wondering, what has Lego got to do with a bank? And Lego actually has an awful lot to do with business in terms of how Lego Ideas has created a whole new world of opportunity for Lego. So what Lego have is a platform that is a persistent crowdsourcing solution. This platform is there all the time. They don't post challenges. The platform is there. The platform is open. And the platform enables anyone at any given time to submit a new product idea to Lego. And those new product ideas are then upvoted by the community. When they reach 10,000, they then go through a process of filtering, and ideas that make the cut, they become products, and those products come to market. And I'll touch on that in a little while in terms of what the impact of that really means to Lego and what it's opened up in terms of the way that they're thinking about their business model. So then we have collaborative. And a really good example of collaborative is what we're working on with Unilever ideas, Foundry Ideas. So they do kind of the opposite to Lego. They post challenges. They have specific challenges. And they're basically reaching out into the community of hackers, makers, social entrepreneurs, and encouraging them to provide and submit new solutions to problems and challenges that Unilever are out there in the world trying to solve. Some of these ideas lead to product solutions. Some of them lead to societal solutions. Some of them are about leveling up the base of the pyramid to become, the emerging middle class and the next wave of potential consumers. Then we have internal. Internal is really quite interesting. And some of the clients that we're working with, I can't kind of talk about what we're doing because of confidentiality. But a really good example of internal is the use case of KPMG. And we are working with KPMG on an internal initiative right now with HSBC Bank. But KPMG themselves set a really good internal, it was a challenge for their employees and their partners. They asked for 10,000 contributions of a story. What does it mean to you to be part of KPMG? They got 47,000 stories. 47,000 people submitted a story about what life at KPMG means to them. From those stories, KPMG were able to really think about the purpose and the mission of their entire organization. It really enabled them to re-architect employee engagement in a very, very significant way. And then external, this is a really interesting use case. This is the IKEA hacker space. This initially had nothing to do with IKEA. IKEA initially, when they realized what was going on, they tried to shut this down. But what they've now realized is that there is a huge community out there of hundreds of thousands of people that are taking IKEA products and turning them into something very, very cool. Some of these products are now getting pulled into the IKEA system and are becoming new products in their product range. This is really quite remarkable. These are people that are not on their radar. These are people that don't work for an agency. These are people that are passionate and advocates of the brand that realize the products can do different things. This is how Lego Ideas began. It began with external people hacking and doing cool things with Mindstorms and with Lego, and Lego realized that we needed to make this part of our ecosystem and leverage this huge amount of energy and talent and passion that is out there. So that's our approach is very, very simple, but under the hood, there's a lot of complexity going on. The cognitive AI component is part of what we're developing, the kind of the program around that and the solution around that with IBM Watson. So this is basically the flow. It is a very, very simple flow. You have the crowd. The crowd could be external, but it could be internal. It can be your employees. Ideas and content is submitted into an interface. That interface and that user experience is custom designed and custom built, depending on what the needs are and what the objectives are. Data, there is huge amounts of very rich data that's been created by doing this. This is data that isn't coming. This isn't social data. This is contextually relevant, use case specific data that's coming from the conversations around the contributions. It's very rich, it's precision accurate, and it's incredibly valuable, the data that's being created. The trick is to have the tools that enable you to extract the foresights and the behavioral analytics from that data based on the use case and based on your objectives within the organization. So we have experts, we have cognitive AI, it goes through that filter, it then goes through an ideas content insights process, and from that, the ideas are either implemented internally or they're implemented externally. And the objective with participation commerce is really to do two things. It's to increase revenue, decrease costs, and the third thing is to significantly improve employee engagement. In the US, employee engagement is costing business $450 billion a year, and according to Gallup, 70% of your employees are simply not engaged. They come to work every day, you're paying them quite a lot of money, but they're not engaged. If you can change that and get your employees to be much more engaged, you're unlocking an incredible asset that you have. You have two assets right now, your employees and your customers. Things like the blockchain are far out. They're not assets. You have the two primary assets, employees and your customers, and you need to nurture them and really think about the relationships that you need to develop and have going forwards. So we sit in the enterprise layer of an organization. We're an API-structured architecture, but we sit in the enterprise. We touch the entire enterprise, from procurement, supply chain, HR, your customers, services, logistics, communications, and employees. So that's kind of the place where we sit. We're not a campaign. We're not something that is nice to have. We're as pivotal as CRM, as HR, as what it is that makes and creates your enterprise stack. So Lego have proven the model. Lego have been on a tremendous journey of learning. And as Matty has said, you have to listen. You have to accept that this is a journey, and the journey unfolds. And it's the listening that enables you to really understand how to set the course and direction for your entire enterprise. That doesn't come from the blockchain. It comes from your employees, your customers, and the needs of the market. So Lego have got 1 million participants. They took 5 products to market in 2014. And they've generated to date north of $55 million, which is quite remarkable, really. So you can have a future lab like Lego today. It is a mindset. It's a culture. It's not rocket science. It's not a technology. It starts with a way of thinking, and it starts with a culture. So a network gives you reach, but most importantly, a community gives you power. And you need that power. You have the community already in place. It's being able to have the interface that unlocks the power and harnesses the potential of these communities that you already have, employees and customers. You need to tap into that, because that is where your future growth is going to be coming from. Thank you very, very much.
Right, great job. Thank you, Steve.